the smug photos of Bradley Dack and new woman that will infuriate Olivia Attwood, and bring up those cheating claims again. Insiders reveal latest toxic twist to Katie Hind and his new Flames awkward link to Pete Wicks. Emily Moloney, who was once seeing reality TV star Olivia Attwood's ex-boyfriend Bradley Dack, suffered trolling on social media 4 months ago after a red-top newspaper alleged that she was dating him again. She put out a statement furiously denying the accusations, claiming to be the victim of a vicious briefing campaign. "This is absolutely out of hand now," wrote the self-styled influencer. "So, I will say this clearly for you.
Still spending forever chopping vegetables? The Full-Star Pro vegetable chopper dices onions, potatoes, and more into its container in seconds, helping make meal prep faster and tidier. Want to check today's Amazon deal? Scan the QR code now or visit grabdeal.us/2 before it's gone.
I am categorically not in a relationship with Brad, nor have I actually ever been." Fast forward to today, and it seems that either Emily was telling porkies in her TikTok post or she has now rekindled her romance with footballer Dack. Because I hear that he has been spending quite a lot of time at her flat in southeast London, and, as my exclusive pictures show, they have certainly become very close again. In fact, last Sunday afternoon they appeared to be inseparable as they drove to her local petrol station in a Land Rover Defender. Dack, dressed in an Adidas football kit, was seen holding a Marks & Spencer food bag as they returned to her car before heading off to enjoy what observers said was a Sunday fun day. Emily was seen grinning rather smugly as she walked alongside former Blackburn Rovers star Dack, 32. Sources close to the couple say he has been spending more and more time at Emily's in recent weeks. The couple appear to have quietly reunited following Dack's shock split from Olivia, 35, in January, amid her secret romance with former The Only Way is Essex and Strictly Come Dancing star, Pete Wicks. Footballer Bradley Dack and Emily Moloney during their Sunday fun day in southeast London. As well as enjoying cozy nights in, Dack and Emily went to a Lewis Capaldi gig at London's Hyde Park a fortnight ago. They both shared images from the show, but didn't say they were together. My source says, Olivia clearly had a hunch that Bradley was back with Emily back in March, and of course, in keeping with her carefully orchestrated publicity campaign to get her off the hook for growing close to Pete while still with Bradley, her friends told a newspaper about them. Maybe they weren't together at the time, but they really seem to be now. Bradley has been a regular visitor at Emily's, and they certainly had a Sunday fun day. Word has got round that they have grown close again, something Emily profusely denied a few months ago. While I'm sure Olivia will be delighted that Bradley has moved on, surely she will now question when he started seeing Emily again. That will surely infuriate her. Olivia briefed her split from Dack to a red-top newspaper earlier this year, after pictures of her canoodling with Pete in Ibiza emerged last summer. What seemed to be a vicious PR campaign to lay the blame for the split at Dack's door followed, with sources telling me it was an attempt to save Olivia's clean-cut reputation, as a growing number of people believed her relationships with the men had overlapped. Friends say that it would have been a travesty if she had been portrayed as a two-timer, as she continues her bid to be ITV's replacement for former This Morning host Holly Willoughby. One accusation which formed part of the smear campaign was that Dack was dating Emily. The couple are said to have spent more and more time with one another in recent weeks. Olivia was very much trying to save her own skin, says my source. She wanted the world to think she was the one who had been hard done by, and that Bradley was in the wrong. Maybe she was right with Emily, maybe she wasn't. But she was furious Emily insisted she wasn't with Bradley. Now she will absolutely feel vindicated. And if these pictures won't be enough to rile Olivia, her new man Pete also shares an agent with Emily. That will make for some interesting conversations, says my snitch. Olivia began dating Dack in 2015, before she appeared on Love Island. But they split ahead of her going on the show. On the program, she met Chris Hughes, who she went on to have a long-term romance with while also making several ITV reality shows. Yet when they parted ways in 2018, Olivia rekindled her romance with Dack, and they got engaged a year later. Olivia Attwood wants to be former This Morning host Holly Willoughby's replacement on ITV. Then, in July 2023, They claim to have got married in a lavish ceremony at the BVL Gari Hotel in Knightsbridge and made an ITV show, Olivia Marries Her Match, to feature her big day. In May, the Daily Mail revealed that it wasn't a legal wedding, and, in fact, they were not married at all. Dack and Olivia have since left their flash apartment overlooking the Thames in Battersea, southwest London. He has moved back in with his parents, which is close to where Emily lives. And 3 months ago, pictures of Olivia and Pete kissing in a Soho bar found their way to her preferred tabloid newspaper, which appeared to confirm their romance. They were also spotted sharing a hotel room at the Brit Awards in Manchester in late February. Dack didn't ever address whether or not he had cheated on Olivia, leaving their fans to make their own minds up. Bradley and Olivia certainly went through some mess, says one source. Maybe now they can have their happy ever afters.